This blue jay still has half of their baby feathers. These blobfish slippers I found at a local thrift store. After 4.5 years of using this remote, today I dropped it and learned it has more buttons. This bookshelf full of National Geographics dating back to 1955. The dusted flag left on my wall makes it look like the wall is fabric. My turtle has a smiley face in its shell belly. The amount of detail in my prosthetic eye is pretty neat. I left a hot mug upside down on the plastic table cover. The way the light shines through the bookcase, making a cityscape shadow. My girlfriend's dad went to apply some sunscreen and accidentally squeezed out a perfect miniature duck. 10,000 Uzbekistan sock, worth about $12 US. Forks grand piano shell I made for a keyboard, full of gigs. This baked bean on display in a shop window. This extremely small hot dog shop. This mutated daisy. I was born without a little finger on my right hand. This mandarin with little baby mandarin inside it. This double spiral staircase. This duff-tip moth disguised as birch wood. My university library has a wall where you can quite literally take a seat. Found these petroglyphs while hiking in a remote section of Petrified Forest National Park. Fishing for bikes in the Amsterdam Canal. These graffiti artists avoided painting over the warnings and technical information on this train car. Found a pearl inside my oyster omelette. My Nintendo Switch case's zippers are Joy-Cons. This rock cross section looks like the ocean. The dog's back has turned gold from all the people petting it. $1 bill from 1935 I got back as change at the bar. This lizard that lives in my birdhouse. This cup holder at my workplace for when you're carrying too much. Speed bump and crosswalk signs in Iceland look like alien abduction. My kid's fake cash register has fake inputs on the back. The Chicago River turning green for St. Patrick's Day. My bucket has a flat side to put against walls. My mother's new microwave has a chaos option. My dog stood in a water bowl and left an imprint of bubbles. Found a shower during the demo to put in a shower. In this hardware store, bats are no longer sold for baseball. This nebula my friend captured in the bottom of a greasy cooking dish. My pencil case shadow looks like a guy smoking a cigarette. The way the sun rises hitting just this one tree. This rainbow coming out of our dumpster. Someone put googly eyes on a rock on a sign. Kurt Cobain's air guitar on display in Casey Park in his hometown of Aberdeen, Washington. The brand new measuring tapes we received at work are actually so old that the end clip specifies in which Germany they were manufactured. When my cat drinks out of the sink, it looks like a ghost is coming out of it. Piano tuner opened up my piano and slid it out of its shell to straighten the hammers. This eye makeup in Sephora looks like the 3 poke balls you choose from when selecting a starter. I saw a woman in the window reading a woman in the window. My father made our bathroom floor with hundreds of pennies. At this supermarket's grand opening, the shelves have been undisturbed by customers yet. These intricate old keyholes. Emirates starry sky in their long distance planes. The crab the cleaners left in our hotel room made from towels. This quickie mart close to where I live. Someone crocheted this tree. This sign looks like a Halloween font from long-term sun exposure. Hotel I stayed at had black toilet paper. This empty supermarket. I finally reached the end of my pencil. Hotel I stayed at was formerly a train station and had an actual train inside it, with rooms inside each car. My barber shop still uses their original cash register from 1904. The expiration date on my mayo is Mayo. The ground is heated around the building I work in, making these snowy tables look out of place. Flour encased in ice. This clothing store is undergoing construction, so they dressed their mannequins appropriately. This page from an illustrated captain's log from 1777. I ordered a new Roku remote online, and this new one came with a blockbuster button. This perfect rainbow in my school's science hall. Random keyboard in the middle of woods. My plant can't grow close to the Wi-Fi hub. This tree grew over a great stone and took the cross with it. This misprinted $5 bill in our Monopoly board game set. This wet, red leaf on the sidewalk. IKEA has instructions on how to set up your new toilet brush. Heavy rain turns stairway into waterfall. This restaurant gives you a discount if you have well-behaved kids. This Roman well underneath my classroom in Italy. These Roman columns inside a supermarket in Split, Croatia. Someone made a stone rainbow on Hornsea Beach, UK. The bathroom in our science building has the periodic table and tiles. My local supermarket now has a googly-eyed robot, whose sole purpose is to patrol the aisles looking for spills. Its name is Marty. My carry-out box has sections for each of my tacos. Leodictyum civarium is a fungi native to New Zealand. This USB drive my brother made. A moth cocoon I found on my patio. This fence is cut out around this free. Certain subways in Japan give a helping hand with your bike. My base is perfectly balanced. Al Capone's cell in Eastern State Penitentiary, Philadelphia. I made a piano shelf. Our local park recently installed a permanent cornhole set. A view from my friend's apartment during a rainstorm. Its Sakashima Shinto shrine appears on the dish when sauce is poured on it. I saw a lenticular cloud over a cumulus cloud that made it look like a helicopter. My parents' water is hot pink due to a chemical leak. The bruises on my arm after nurses couldn't find a vein. The web on a dollar bill is made by a spider. My and my husband's wedding rings have each other's fingerprints engraved on them. This bug looks like a tiki mask. This chocolate bar is divided into unequal pieces. The way my snake follows the pattern on my couch. This picture on a sports chair of a man sitting on the ground looking at his sports chair. Moonlight in the middle of the ocean.